Hi family, welcome to my channel. Yes, this is my channel where we'll be talking so much about motherhood, about life, about parenting and our kids, how to bring them up. So my name is Faithful Obo, and today I want to talk to us about how to manage a prayer life as a mom, how to create time for our prayer life as a mom. So I'm just going to share with you guys how my prayer life has been since I became a mom. So I'm just going to try as much as I can to be truthful. And if there is something that will say that will contradict what is working for you, you can as well communicate it to us in the comments. So I'm just going to share how I'm able to create time for my prayers as a mom of three without a help. So it was a bit difficult for me at first, being the first time mom. It was a bit difficult because it was a journey I had never embarked on, and I had some complication where when I had my first child. So it took me a long time to recover from the trauma of childbirth, and even after I recovered, I was not able to. It took me another long time to be able to balance myself, to get myself, put myself together, and then so I couldn't give myself that proper time for prayers and the rest of things I was actually doing before I had a child. Now, how was I able to create time and manage myself even before I conceived for the twins? So I realized that a lot of things were not really happening the way they used to. And I thought to myself, sometimes when we are praying, we feel that things are not moving. But it is when you stay away from prayer that you begin to realize that there are some things that you were not seeing, or you couldn't evidently see them happening. You didn't know we didn't know that it is the prayers that we were praying that was covering, was a shield for those things not to be manifested. So I realized there are a lot of things that were not happening just the way I they were happening, and it just dawned on me that I had not been communing with God. I just do normal basic prayers, and no study, no spending time in His presence. I just became so casual and so, should I call the word, familiar with everything, and I was not giving my time with Jesus. I wasn't giving Him the time I used to. So there are a lot of things that were not happening the way I wanted. So what are the things I did? First thing I did was I created a timetable for myself. Yes, I had to create a timetable for myself to help me manage my activities in the house. Yes. So I created the timetable, and I ensured that I prayed, even though not three times as I used to, but twice a day. And it wasn't easy at first, but I made sure that I tried my best. And subsequently, I started seeing a lot of changes from what I did. I started seeing a lot of changes because I now have a guide, something that is guiding me, and something that is reminding me that you have to do this. So it became a part of my daily routine. So that was how God was able to revive my prayer life, even when it wasn't really easy. He revived my own personal prayer life with Him because I was really losing it. Yes, I was carried away with motherhood, I carried away a lot of responsibility, and I forgot my first place. So God actually helped me. Even when I started going back to having time with God, it wasn't easy. 30 minutes and I'm exhausted. Like I'm tired already. Like pray 30 minutes and I'm beginning to feel like I'm tired. So it was more like it was an attack on my prayer life, because this was a woman that could go into praying for 2 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours, and I don't feel like I have done enough. But 30 minutes, I'm already exhausted. So I knew that this was the enemy trying to attack my prayer life. So I intentionally started walking. So even when my baby is crying, I go with her, we stay in the room, we lock ourselves, we pray there together. I wasn't like creating time for myself alone. I started praying together with her. Yes. And God miraculously restored me. And it became so easy. Sometimes even when the baby is a bit cranky, we pray together, and before you know, she sleeps. So I'm just here to encourage someone. If you've been in the phase like me, where you had so much that you were doing, so much that had happened to you, and it has cracked your prayer life, your relationship with God, it's never late. Yes, you can't say you have stayed away, and God is always waiting for us. God is always there. So you can start with 10 minutes, you can start with 20 minutes, you can start with 5 minutes. You are just restoring yourself, restoring the relationship that you had. You know, the Bible said that children are blessing of the Lord. They should not take us away from our first love, which is God. So I'm here to encourage someone. I know that it can be exhausting, it can be stressing, it can be overwhelming, taking care of kids alone, especially for us that we don't have help, but always create time for God, because He is your first priority in life. Always create time to worship Him, to commit your home, to commit your life, commit your marriage, and every other thing in the hands of God, because He is the one that can keep those things. God bless you.